Hello, and welcome to another episode of Put a Fork in It. I am Alice Always. This is my beautiful husband, and today we have the one and only, the beautiful Forest Mommy.
The matriarch of the FMU. Welcome to the Folky Lounge.
Thanks for having me on your show.
Thank you for making time for us. We
Of
feel
course.
special.
I know,
So you
everything's
like
so
the new-
crazy.
Yeah, do you like the new layout?
Yeah, it's very hippy dippy. I love it.
Trippy.
Tripping man.
It's trippy.
Forest Mommy. I love so Adam showed me what some lady said, how another person was like, what do they say? Hates government but's running for government.
Oh yeah, that weirdo. She was weird, and she was like some Trump lady, but she was trying to say this, that I made a post about the sparkler. It was actually pretty funny, and like she shared that and was like, "Oh, and conservatives get mad about Dylan." Like my post was worse than Dylan Mulvaney. I was like, what? That's weird. It's just weird though. That's all.
Yeah, conservatives need to stop sharing that person.
That's the only time I see it.
Yeah.
him, it, her.
I never see that stuff on like liberal and leftist accounts. It's just the weirdos on TikTok they'll share and they get all outraged over them. I'm just like, well, stop paying attention to them. When my kid acts a fool, I don't pay attention to him. I just walk away.
Right?
You're not going to get what you want when you act like an idiot. Okay, let's say hi. Hi to everybody in the chat. Hi, Randy. Hi, Amit. St. Michael. What else do we got? Forest Mommy all over the place. Kamikaze. Stoner.
Yeah, how many devices do you have? I mean, you're going back and forth here.
I'm watching YouTube on my phone.
Thank you, St. Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Kamikaze says he blocked the name. It's like you have to block TikTok somehow. But then there's like most of the shares of TikTok I share bullshit, like rage shares, right? But then every now and then there's sweet TikToks that people, because there are nice videos that people make about nice things. So it's like, I don't know. Stupid.
I got 5 on it.
Good
Hi,
job.
Russell.
Look at you doing stuff. Yeah, there are nice videos on TikTok, like of dogs and cats. Those are my favorite ones.
I try to send some to her so she laughs. You know, having to deal with the boy king.
Alice would like this post. You know who Kim Iverson is, Alice? That
I know that name.
She's kind of a leftist journalist, but she's been better. She's like one of the ones that's kind of better. But so I don't know if you knew, Florida passed a 6-week abortion thing. So this is the post she makes, okay? Which is just like, come on. She posts, for anyone who supports a 6-week abortion ban, I hope your teenager either gets pregnant or gets someone pregnant. Like, how do you, like, everyone, what are you saying?
That'll show them.
Like, it's just such a backwards way to think about that shit. You know what I mean? And
it's like the people who are like, I hope your daughter gets raped. You know, like, I hope I'm just like, okay.
Like, oh, okay, I guess. And then it's like, well, how many abortions have your kids had, for Christ's sake? For that to be like the first thing you say. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a weird thing to say. Because then it's like, okay, you haven't paid attention to your whichever. I know I always get in this argument, right? Because I'm not a parent, but like, I know people say, well, kids are going to sneak out. Okay. And if you're too strict, they're going to like rebel and shit. So I'm like, but there is a middle ground to have where your kids aren't out getting pregnant. Like, not every kid goes out and gets pregnant. So it's possible for this to not happen. Right. Like, and then for 6 weeks, you didn't know she was pregnant, like at 6, you know what I mean? So it's like, are you not paying attention to your kid? Like, it's just weird. It was just weird to say.
I won't even lie. When my dad broke his hip and he was in the hospital for it was like 3 months he was in the hospital for that. Because his MS was really bad, and to go through all the rehabilitation was more for him because of the MS. And my mom was always at the hospital, and I ran absolutely wild, and I got pregnant.
Like, there's things that happen, There was distraction. Your parents were distracted, obviously.
And I went wild. And it wasn't like my parents were like always up my ass or anything, but after school you would only have so much time to get the living room, bathroom, and kitchen cleaned before my parents would get home from work. So you might have a little time to kill before they get home from work. But my mom, once my dad broke his hip, she was working at the bus garage. So on her breaks, she would go home or go to the hospital. And then after work, she would go to the hospital. Whereas before, she was coming home during the day. And then when she worked at the bus garage, she got home at like 4:30. So I couldn't have like any fun.
That's the thing. It's opportunity. Like you just, kids, if they can get opportunity, they will. And I never had the opportunity. So I'm like, I know you can give kids you can make it so they don't have opportunity. Obviously shit happens. And yes, there will be kids that will do that shit. But like to just say that and be like, oh, all these kids are just going to get pregnant and you can't abort their kid now or at 6 weeks. Like, are you not paying attention that much? Like that much? I don't know. Crazy.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. But I also pretty much live up my kids' butts. But that's because I knew how I was, and I know that kids are not getting any better. So I'm like, when me and him got together, we were both like, if we get married and have kids, I'm staying home. Like, yeah.
Randy wants some go-gurt because of the background.
I love it.
That's hilarious.
Oh, shit.
Oh, thank you, Paul.
Oh, yeah. We have to say Paul's chat over there. He'll get mad since it's not on YouTube. So you have to read it or he'll get mad like he did last night.
Adam's going to present it. Look at you, honey.
Blood ow. How we sound, Paul?
You got to go up. You got to scroll up. There you go.
Yeah, I'll figure all this shit out. Maybe. If not, I'll either shoot it or throw it across the room.
Right?
So yesterday's episode was fun. It was fun having all those girls.
That's why I'm wearing my booby shirt today.
Yeah,
I
Leanne
do have on a booby shirt, kind of. You can't see it though.
I never do. When I do, I don't. Leanne said she had a blast and she'd love to come back, and she says she'll follow you back once you're back on Twitter. So.
Oh, thank you.
No, it was a lot of fun. And I like how CD was like kind of grilling her Trump stand. She's like, now Leanne.
I love CD. Yeah, I've been texting with her a bit, and it's so fun because me and CD both love Vanderpump Rules. So today, me and her just like texting back and forth, and I'm like, oh, I feel like such a girly girl right now. I love it.
She's good people.
She is. She's fun.
What are you drinking? Paul's beers?
Me? Coronas.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it was so funny.
It's canned.
So I texted him earlier. I'm like, hey, I realize we don't have chocolate chips, and Hex is coming over tomorrow, and I always make Hex chocolate chip cookies when he comes over. So Adam texts me. He's like, so are you saying I have to get chocolate chips? And I'm like, do you want to deal with Hex when he shows up? And I tell him there's no chocolate chip cookies, and Adam's like, hell no. And I'm like, well, there's your answer. So he goes to the store, and then he texts me. He's like, I'll be home in a couple minutes. And then you text me. You're like, yeah, I'm drinking tonight. And I was like, I kind of want to drink.
I'm about to pull in the driveway, and she texts and says, oh, well, I want some beer now because Force Mommy's going to drink. And it's like, I mean, she's like, I'm like, well, all right, fine. So I call her. I'm like, what do you want? She's like, whatever's easiest. And I'm like, what would have been easiest is if you would have told me when I was at the store already, not when I left the store. And I'm like, oh, like I was about under the bridge when she texted me that she wanted beer.
Well, you know.
Thank you, honey. Hi, Daniel. Yeah. Sorry. Thanks for the beer, though.
Yeah.
So good. It's really good.
So good when it hits your lips. It's just.
Well, it was really hot today. And then
Randy, instead of Frank the Tank, we need to come up with something for Alice, like Alice and Malice in the Palace.
Alice and Malice. That'd be good. I know beer is so good, and I just have been drinking. It wasn't beer this week, but I drank way too much other shit. And then I'm like, yeah, it's just good. And I never used to fucking like beer, and now it's like, mwah, my lips, you
chef's
know?
kiss, the barley and hops mixed with water.
It's like I don't know. It's like, it's got that carbonation, and when it's really cold, it's just so good. The only time my mom would drink a beer was on a really hot day after she was done doing her gardening stuff. And she always looks so weird doing it. So how often did you ever think about how often you saw my mom with a beer in her hand?
Never.
It was usually just
that was the only time I ever would drink them was in the summer too. And very rarely.
Randy. That's Rumbles.
I don't know how to. You have to.
I like it. You want me to read it? I could read it in Randy's voice.
You should just read it in his voice. Cashier.
You can read it in his voice?
Oh, you want me to? Imagine Adam getting chocolate chips. Cashier, making some cookies? Adam. Yeah, they're for our black friend. Cashier. Doubt. That's how Randy sounds.
Oh man.
I wish I had my speech from this week because I used the funny voice I did the doctor. I gotta get the video, but I did a funny voice for him, and it was almost like WWE. It was like, this girl, if you live in Arvada.
She hates the government yet wants to join.
Yeah, it was great.
First shot. Is that what Randy sounds like? I think that was my voice.
First shot's voice. First shots is even higher, I think. No, just roasting those motherfuckers tonight.
Man, good thing I'm not in the chat. I'd be getting roasted with you guys.
Well, we could roast you anyways. Well, Jess could. I wouldn't. You got me bigger. I'll be nice tonight.
I promised Forrest Mommy I would not be a dick.
He texted me. He was like, just made me promise I want to be a dick. Am I a dick? And I was like,
does she think I'm a dick?
And I was like, well.
She's like, Adam, I tell you to stop being a dick.
I tell him all the time, don't be a dick.
He's an unintentional dick, so you can't get mad.
Yeah.
I'm just oblivious to my dickness.
You should have
Sorry,
seen.
my wife's oblivious to my dick, so
Yeah, right.
Easter Sunday, he got snippy with me over the eggs, and he said he was joking, and I'm like, you weren't joking.
She got all upset. I was
like,
putting the stuff in the deviled eggs. I had to shut the not the shell, but the white on a plate. I was mixing this shit up, putting it in the egg, the filling in the egg. And she went to go take one. She's like, can you put some more filling in there? I'm like, yeah, just wait a minute until I'm done with, so I know I have enough for all of them.
There was plenty.
You were not joking.
There was plenty of filling, Adam.
Well, then next time you make the fucking eggs.
It's so funny because they will be all up in my kitchen when I'm cooking and stuff, and it's like
most of me only when she's making bacon. I'll eat the bacon faster than she could put it on the plate.
It sucks.
I made that today.
Yeah,
I ate a bunch of it too.
My mom said she had to make 3 to 5 pounds of bacon when they would make bacon, depending on how many of us kids were at home. Because our ages were so gapped. She was like, but yeah, when it was all 5 of you kids, it was 5 pounds of bacon. Jesus Christ. I don't like making bacon, to tell you the truth.
I do it in the oven now.
See, that's what I should do. You know what? I want to get a griddle. Because I'll tell you what, making these pancakes in the morning.
Honey, you're not that old. You don't need a girdle.
Griddle.
Oh.
But I probably could use a girdle.
Paul says Doug wants to do a Force FMU roast. That would be kind of fun to do a roast.
Yeah, they've been talking about that, and I was like, I'll watch, but I'm not going to be a part of that. My feelings will get hurt, and then I don't want to hurt other people's feelings.
Paul just said he'll go first, so Randy will have to be on, and Shannon, yeah. They'll have to be on to roast.
Cork.
Oh, God.
The Corkster. I actually looked up to see if
The
that
Corky Monster.
if that show, if I could find it anywhere to watch it. Remember that show, Life Goes On?
Oh, yeah. I love that shit.
That was such a cute. It was such a whole.
Obladi. Oblada.
But you know, the lady that played the mom on the show is like, she's like a crazy leftist, like a mean bitch leftist.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she was the one who was she was on that video, right? When they were like doing a speech in front of people, and she was like, you don't want to wear a mask. And we watched it on SMT. I remember that.
I had to take Scarlett Dennis yesterday. They made us, the fat ass receptionist was like, you need to put a mask on. I'm like, wait, we're still doing this? I was like, we're still doing this even though last week the government lifted all the
Yeah, the emergency's over.
She's like, yeah, but the office is still doing it, sir. It's like, why? You would have done it in the first place if the government didn't tell you to do it. So,
sorry. Yeah, and then the other people didn't make you wear one.
No, all the people in the back with actual medical experience didn't say a damn thing when I didn't have it on.
It's those front office bitches.
Yeah.
Power
hungry. That bitch was just hungry, not power hungry. She was just hungry.
You should have given her a Snickers.
But here you go, bitch. Scar and I got to go back. And I told her, I was like, man, they're going to try to make us do that again. And I think I'm just going to tell them that it's against my religion. Scar's like, which religion? I don't pick one.
The human face religion, where your
Whichever
face
one.
is, where you have it's been proven. It's been proven shit. So I don't know how anyone still does it. There's still a handful of people in my grocery store. Wherever I go, I see people doing it still, and I'm like,
it doesn't make sense. But if that's what people want to do, then sure. But
it should have always been like that. Like,
right, you shouldn't try to make me have to do it.
Exactly. You guys look like fucking idiots, but if you wanted to do it, you can do it, right? But it wasn't like that.
If you want to look like an idiot, that's fine. I look like an idiot in many other ways in life.
There was a guy when COVID first happened. So their kid has a severe immune deficiency, right? So they're like one of those kids that really can't go out and do stuff. Like the littlest thing can get them sick. And he talked about how people look at him like he's crazy because people think he's a crazy COVID person. He's like, no, I had to do this shit before COVID. He was like, they wear like gloves and they have to wipe all their stuff down and everything. And I'm just like, and he's like, I think it's like their kid needed something. Maybe it was a kidney, like Amit. Did you know Amit got a kidney transplant when he was 4? Yeah. I didn't know he was 4. He was just a little
and just from dirty water in India. So don't drink the water in India.
I always thought it was just Mexico.
I knew someone who lost a kidney. He did the BMX bikes, the tricking, where they do tricks and stuff. And he like fell on a pole and he lost his kidney that way. So, I mean, you can lose them pretty easy.
He fell on a pole?
Like he was like where they grind on the pole with their bike pegs and
fell
on it just right. Yeah. And then my brother-in-law has the liver transplant and he didn't do shit to it. He just needed it. So.
Oh, I would have. Oh,
the dirty
right. We're thankful for our health. And I'm thankful everything worked out with where did he do the kidney transplant here in America or India? Did I forget?
They were in America already. Because I guess the rest of his family was born in India, but he was born here. So like all that was taken care of. And his mom took like such good care of him. That's so sweet. Moms are the best.
Yeah, moms are
That's
all right.
Scary. That's like super, like taking a whole fucking organ out of your kid, man. Like
I would be horrified. Forrest's mommy is feisty today. I blame Elon.
Oh yeah, I can post with bold and italics now. I think it's because of the check mark stuff. Not everyone can see it. It just depends on like if you're on your app or like whatever. But I'm like playing with it today. It was great.
Well, I'm definitely reactivating my Twitter because today I went I can't post people's links in StreamYard for Twitter.
Yeah.
And then Paul's like, can you just reactivate your Twitter so I can at least tag you? And I'm just like, oh. He's like, just delete the app off your phone.
So what? You can just go back on right now and reactivate it?
Yeah, like you have to log in and I guess like
Shout out to
Oh,
Paul.
you can do. I thought it's not the 30 days. You
She
can
has
do it.
up to
30
30 days.
I have up
if
to
she,
30
If she doesn't
days.
do it within 30 days,
they're gonna get rid of my account.
then they get rid of it. But shout out to Paul because he made a post about the show tonight, and all day long I'm like, man, how the hell am I gonna do this? Like, what the hell? How am I gonna share this? Like, what the?
Producer Paul.
And then yeah, Paul comes through and with the tweet, and I was like, yes, off the hook again.
We need to double his pay.
We already pay him double with my Forrest mommy does. I guess we could quadruple it because quadrupling 0 is still 0.
Yeah.
But maybe with the new math, with all that new Common Core math or something.
He gets all the high fives in the world.
And I'm going to roast the fuck out of him too.
Back after a sig. I'm gonna now that it's nice out, you can just go out the door. We need to get FM, do you have those what are you doing? What are you doing? Do that live?
Oh yeah,
The fuck? Have you ever used those
Oh, how funny. Look what Paul put in the Rumble, by the way. Okay, what were you going to ask?
it was a great human moment.
Have you ever used those screen flaps? Like it's just a screen you hang in a door, and they like have
The
you ever
magnets, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good. You could like it's got a zipper in it or it's like
I think
a 10
it's
screen
magnets.
almost.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
magnets, yeah.
Some people say they're awesome, and some people say they suck, and I don't know.
Where
if
do
I'm
you
like-
want to put one?
I want to put one on that.
Basement door, our basement door.
I don't know. It's
I
worth
wanna-
a try. Or you could just
I
do
wanna-
fabric or something.
Yeah, I want to be able to have that open so I can just go out the back door and smoke. And plus, it's nice to get some fresh air down here. I feel like I'm in a dungeon when I'm down here sometimes. I was down here last night and I purposely did not listen to Pantera because Stoner just gets so upset about me cleaning litter boxes and listening to Pantera.
Does he not like Pantera?
No, he liked Pantera, but I guess when I said that when I listen to Pantera and I'm having beers, I'm usually cleaning out litter boxes in the basement at night. And he's like, man, that like really kind of killed it for me. He like thought I was just sitting there just rocking out all the time. But no, that's actually very rare that I can just sit there and do that.
In the summer more, probably you do that.
Yeah, because in the summer I'll be outside, but when I'm inside, I can't help it. I need to clean. I need to do stuff. Don't like just sitting and yeah. So, and I have 5 cats.
Oh my god.
You have a lot of cats. For the YouTube people, Paul said he was checking out the liquor store 40 minutes ago, and the owner was working the register. A guy walks in wearing a mask. Owner looks at him and says, "Turn around, walk out. I won't serve you." That's so you pee, eh? That's how it is out there.
First shot, don't, it says to St. Michael, don't hit anybody. I don't think Michael's going to hit his family.
No.
I mean, I don't know. He might. Could happen.
First shot.
I've hit some family. It's fine. People smoke cigs all the time. I need to quit again.
First shot's so used to eating dabs now. He's just, you know.
I love it when First Shot talks about smoking weed. It's I want him to come on here, but he won't come on.
Why?
I don't know.
Why First Shot?
He's
He's got
on
another stuff.
He's gone on Sibling Revelry. He's gone on their after show for the round table or whatever. But he wasn't yeah. Oh, Stoner. Pantera and the litter box don't mix.
Oh shit, Paul just dropped a challenge in the Rumble chat, by the way.
Watch out.
Paul just likes to brag that he has like a good job.
Oh my god. I don't know if you saw this, but this was okay, this was so funny. So you these assholes. So you know how I told you about Scar's soccer, her sporting in general went up in cost, and it went up over $50 because it was like $119. And now if you don't, now they give you like a week to sign up to get any kind of discount. So I messaged Paul.
Paul was like, I'm on that shit. Like, that's all me.
Paul shouldn't have stopped. Okay, sorry, go on.
So I messaged Paul and Michael, and I'm like, I just really want to thank you guys again for the Rumble rants, because we found out, our daughter's sports is going up $50. So this money is going to help us pay for stuff for the kids. So
you guys are awesome.
So Michael said, he was like, how much is soccer these days? And Paul's like, $50 more than last year. Aren't you paying attention? So funny. But yeah, and now with everything going up, I mean,
and it's crazy because they like the coaches are all volunteer, and you have to pay the officials, but like,
well, it's because you're helping pay for the jerseys that they get, which I think they should just switch to t-shirts because that would be cheaper.
A lot cheaper, and it'd probably be more comfortable for the kids too.
Yeah, the
is it a private league or through the school?
It's private.
It's and it's really good for younger kids because it's not really kind of I think you get a trophy at the end of the year as long as you complete it, but you'll get like awards for different stuff. So it's not every kid always getting an award, but they teach kids the basics. They teach them sportsmanship and stuff like that.
The fundamentals of what they should be learning. When we were dating, we'd go to her nephew's baseball games, and it was just rec league baseball. And the way the coaches would coach, like it's like they're bless you.
Nice.
It's like, dude, you're pushing these like 10-year-old kids to like you're coaching in like a college World Series.
It was too serious. It was too
serious. Like teach them, the fundamentals to get their knee dirty when they're fielding a ground ball, to use two hands when they're fielding a pop fly. Like shit like that. Teach them to win with class and lose with dignity. Because when you play a game, there's gonna be a loser. There just is. Like, that's why you play. And like
better.
The boy king needs to learn to lose with dignity. When I got my mojo back with that Connect 4 and I was beating him, he got pissed. He's like, stop winning.
No, Stoner, they do not talk about spreads and props.
I remember I did track and field. I did track and field I did 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade, and I did it in 11th grade. But then everyone was getting so serious because they were like worried about scholarships and shit in 11th grade. And I was like, I'm out. It's like, I just like running and having fun, and I am not going to college, and I'm not getting a scholarship. So bye.
That's what they did with my nephew. They pushed and pushed and pushed for him to be so good at soccer. He actually had a better natural talent with baseball.
He did.
Than he did towards soccer, but his mom was all into soccer. So he did become one of the best goalies. He got awards, like statewide awards and stuff. And then he ended up getting hurt and he lost his scholarship and couldn't go to college.
And now he's working a trade. Making money.
He makes pretty good money working at like a window factory type place.
Oh, nice.
I think he like measures out the windows or something. Because I know the one day he's like, well, I have to measure a lot, Aunt Alice. So yeah,
He installs windows for like a Window Nation or something.
yeah, but he makes really good money and he probably got better. And then he was going to community college, but it just bothered me because you could see that it hurt him that his friends went
See you,
off to
St. Michael.
college. Bye, Michael. I hope you have a good night's rest and tomorrow's a better day for you. No family drama. You know how, Michael, just a little bit of advice. You know how I stopped having family drama? I just stopped talking to my family.
That's one way of doing it.
Oh, I told CD today a little bit of why I don't talk to my brothers. Like I actually told her about a little bit. I explained to her why I get so passionate about pedos and how they're everywhere. And I told her what happened to me growing up. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason I don't talk to my brothers, because when I told them, they didn't believe me and they were both just fucking shitty to me. And yeah, fuck them. If you're watching, hi.
I get it though.
Wouldn't that be so funny if one day somebody said something to somebody in my family? They're like, yeah, so I was on Twitter and
your sister's got this show.
I had no idea you guys were such dickheads. They are dicks.
They're assholes.
I do love
like I
them.
said, my mom watched a little bit once and was like, you just say the F word too much. And I was like, okay, you don't have to watch it.
Which show did you watch?
It's fine.
Which one did she watch?
I don't know. I think it was just probably, it could have been any of them. Really. She was like, you just use the F word a lot.
Sorry. What the fuck?
But they love me. So.
Oh, he's not leaving, but we're all like, we love you.
Yeah, exactly. Kamikaze.
Oh my god. Here you go, Stoner.
Oh my God. I just tried.
She tried using the TV as a touchscreen.
Because we got the TV so we can see the rumble jets clearly. And Paul's like, this is going to keep you from doing this all the time.
Like I do, yeah.
She still does it.
And I just tried to touch.
It becomes a habit.
First shot, I probably.
I would never call you an asshole first. It would be Sir Asshole.
If I ever meet first wife, I'm just gonna try.
I think it's like now his lifelong mission goal, like, you know, objective to make it so his wife never comes across any of us. Like, I don't even think that me and
He
Adam
said
were
he heard my name one time or something, like he was watching me and like it said
He was
Boris.
watching you, huh? You better close your blinds, Jess.
Watching the show.
I would just try and convince her to show you her boobies.
Oh my god. So what's going on what's the next step in the campaign there, matriarch?
Just
You're a
doing
dick.
getting more shit together, and then we have a fundraiser plan now on the 29th, so that'll be like the first like in-person fundraiser. And then as soon as it gets nice, I'm just gonna start door knocking the whole fucking district, man. I'm just gonna walk all over this shit, and it's a lot. But
you should wait for like 4th of July and keep sparklers with you and hand them to people.
I love that. Like I love that even some of my GOP fans know about that. And they still
Oh man, I am.
All the conservative dudes are like, man, I should vote for her, and all their wives are like, you better not vote for her.
I think they like me enough though, because they know I'm not after their husband. It's not that thing. And then they can kind of live vicariously through me a little bit. And so, and then like I've been connected with people who are really connected and they want to help me. And I've made a post about this today, but it's kind of the opposite where like people say a libertarian shouldn't run because you'll split the vote. But right now, as it is, where it's me and the other guy, if a GOP ran, they might split the vote and the Dem would win. So it's kind of like they're in like a rock and the hard place where they should support me, you know, and I think they will, because even this guy who's been doing it he's like been a big part of the city council races for like 20 years in this district even and stuff. So he's like so stoked about me. He's like, even that article, he was like, yeah, and they said it's nonpartisan, but I have all this proof they are partisan motherfuckers. And like, he's just so excited about this new face in the Libertarian Party, and just like, because they're all excited. Like my friend, oh, that shit. Because everyone's like helping, right? A lot of people want to help because a lot of people like love campaign stuff. Like they want to be campaign managers and stuff. My awesome friend Brandon Wark, he's got a 17-page campaign plan for us. Like, I haven't even read all of it yet, but like, it's so stoked, just like so stoked to help and stuff. So it'll be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Those got to be hilarious campaign meetings. You should tape one once.
Well, they're secrets because even I was telling them yesterday on the show, like Mr. Forrest mom, he's like, no more meetings here. But then yesterday when we were talking secrets,
I'm done walking the perimeter.
He's all like, ooh, let me know these secrets. It was all in on it too. So it was funny. It's funny.
I should run when the boy king is grown. I would never have the time to be even a council person.
I don't know how people have a job and do it. I'm like, I don't do shit, and I already feel It's like, wow. But I'm also like, so our campaign manager for the LP Colorado, who's my good friend Jacob, he's like been setting me up for speeches and doing all this. He's like really good at getting me to go do shit too. So it's fun. I'm like, I'm just AOC. Just tell me where to show up. I'll just show up. I gotta.
Well, you got like the personality for it though. Like just to connect with people. Like you could be saying something to someone and they're like, "Yeah, I really don't think that." And you're like, "Oh yeah, that's okay. Just keep it moving." Like
yeah.
Just because
I'm not like a boring.
Disagree doesn't mean I'm gonna hate you.
Yeah, I'm not a boring politics person.
Well, that's what was so ironic about that MAGA broad that was giving you a hard time last week or whatever. Like,
it was weird. It's just a weirdo.
Like, I actually at first glance, I thought it was, just some, lefty Jeremy,
type
simp or something, And I'm like, wait a second, this chick's like red, like through and through. What's her beef?
She's jelly.
Totally. They hate, like I said, man, they hate it. They hate you because they ain't you.
That's what, and I think that's like part of the whole following the whole time, even during the sparkler thing, because they were still loving me. You know what I mean? Because there's this like, I'm just different in a way. Like I'm wild, but they can handle my kind of wild. I don't know.
Yeah, but St. Michael, then Forrest mommy hit him with a surprise left. His jaw left hurting. He's quoting Pearl Jam, one of the most overrated bands ever.
Oh yeah, I don't know if Alice knows, the Bud Light people like apologized or something today, but it was.
Well, they made a statement. I guess they never really said like I'm sorry or I apologize. I guess from what I saw, it was more of a
we're gonna blame this.
We didn't mean for all this shit to happen. Like we didn't mean for this to be so divisive.
Yeah, he was like, we didn't ever want to do anything divisive or anything, and it was like,
right.
Okay. It just wasn't even like an apology.
Like you could have just kept your mouth shut and kept producing, beer and just let it go.
I mean, the thing is how we talked about yesterday, like all the people that are saying, well, it's piss water anyways. I don't really think any beer is that good. I've tried a lot of different beers. And Bud Light, it's just an acquired taste that I got.
Way overrated.
Oh my God.
Oh snap. Uh-oh. We gotta have we need a soundboard, goddammit.
What's the one that Hotep Jesus, or what's that one sound like?
Oh.
What does that one sound like?
Thank you, Mr. Randy.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you.
He's St. Michael's already coming. What the fuck was that?
I'm trying to do that sound. As soon as you hear it, you'll know exactly what I was doing.
Oh, I wish we could highlight these like we can on YouTube. Now Stoner's all mad at me. Randy's like, that's 5 $1 chats.
Paul has to match it all.
Just like last night, I was told there would not be any math. I don't do math. I only do audio.
It's like I got a cowlick with my hair today.
Here.
No.
Oh, damn. Is it humid there?
Yeah, a little bit. Not bad, but my hair's just.
I couldn't believe how hot the past 2 days were. It was crazy, and the salesman and my boss are all like, "All right, well, come on, let's go." It's like, dude, it's gonna be 47 degrees on Monday. Like, relax. Like,
Isn't it cold there?
The Boy King's asking me to set up the pool, and it's like, bro.
Yeah, he
Like-
asked me today. He's like, "Can you fill up the pool?" Yeah,
When
not
it's
that-
nice, though, it's like you get excited for you get excited for everything. I get it.
We're not talking about hair, Alice. Girlfriend still.
Like, you don't even need a soundboard. You can just do the internet.
Get one of them keyboards that records sounds and just press. I need like hot buttons, like
What is that one sound I like? I won't be able to find it. Damn it. But Hotep Jesus always like, "Bop, bop, bop." It's like a basketball set. They always put it basketball.
Oh my God, these guys are too much.
You guys crack me up. Thanks for spending your Fridays with us, man. That's funny shit.
It's nice to be home on a Friday too. Thanks for inviting me. It's nice to be home. I've been so
Yeah,
busy.
you've been going out quite a bit. You went
got
to
Campaign trail, man. It's like you should,
Well, yeah, but she went to the LP convention there.
like Chris
she
Farley and David Spade and Black Sheep.
She
I
went
just have to go to all the meetings and shit, and there was stuff I should have went to this week and I didn't. On top of the shit I already did too, I was like, ugh, just no thank you.
That
Too
was
much.
weird. Yeah, see, I don't.
I'm like, that's why I was like, I have to do this because I kind of have have the time for it. You know what I mean? And like, our lifestyle kind of is good for it for me to do this shit. 'Cause I don't have kids and stuff, so it's like I have to do this. And then everything happened how it happened. It's like, okay, I guess I actually.
And
have
if you
to-
get questioned about not having kids, just let me know. I'll put the Boy King in a box and ship them
Oh
overnight.
my
dude.
god, it'd be crazy.
And you can be like, look at my beautiful blonde baby boy.
You totally pass that as her.
I'd be making him work, and I would take him to the forest house, and he would be working. He would be
He
dragging
probably
logs up and
enjoy
down
it,
that
though.
hill till he was tired, and he would just fall asleep.
And then
Like,
then you wander off like you did in our house. I mean, you remember that. We didn't even wander
oh, yeah, we
off.
couldn't find him. We couldn't find him.
And he was sleeping in Doug's chair.
It was so cute.
He'll come back with a bear like, hey, look at this dog I found out here.
Yeah, up it. Yeah, he's pretty good about most of the time doing work in the yard, but yeah, he just, like I'll be like, let's put sticks in the wagon and take them to the fire pit and throw them in. But today I was like, oh, you want to help me gather sticks for the fire pit? And he was just like, no, I'm gonna go swing. And I was like,
Last week I cut a couple trees down, and he was
I saw
helping.
pictures.
You saw pictures.
I sent
Yeah.
you pictures. I was talking about how hot you guys looked.
Well,
Well,
my one buddy was
Steve-O did.
my one buddy was like, "There's no way you're gonna put this tree right there." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's gonna go right there." And he's like, "No way, no way!" And I missed my mark by 4 feet. Just,
It's all good.
it was beautiful,
But the
a
view,
sight to behold.
yeah, the second tree they pulled down, the view that I had, it looked like Steve was about to get hit by the tree. So my whole body was like, you taking that breath for a second. And then as the tree came down more, I'm like, oh, he's clear. And after the tree hit the bottom, I'm like, oh my God. Because it wasn't like,
Yeah, I
stopped.
heard
Were they
her
dead?
scream.
Were they dead trees?
One of them was deader than shit. The other one was just starting to get uprooted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when those storms get really windy and bad because they're so tall and they're not that strong of trees, they're like
And they were leaning towards the house, so they had to go.
for
Yeah,
sure.
we had to take down big ones at the forest house, mainly for forest fire shit, because you have to have like they won't protect your house if you have let shit grown up all around it, you know. So like it was sad to take them down because they were so huge, but it was like it's right by the fucking house. So if it
The
catches
two
on
big ones
fire,
in my backyard, right behind our house on either side. I'm taking those down eventually.
it sucks, but
It
you
sucks
know.
because those ones bring a lot of shade.
Well, part of each of
The one
them-
tree is the one that we were all huddled under the Friday night or the Friday that everybody got here because it was so hot. And that spot was the only spot we could get any shade. We were
Part
all
of each
over
of those
there.
trees, though, has fallen on different sections of the house, so they
Yeah.
got to go.
Yeah. Hey,
One,
hey,
What's up, babe?
hi,
holiday.
high quality.
Oh, it is cannibalism for me. No, you have to take care of the forest. If you're going to live in the forest, like you have to manage it. You have to mitigate it and shit. Like
You got to break up the leaves.
and
Yeah.
a forest
Can't
will
walk
go when you
around
have
setting piles of leaves on fire.
I wish
well, when you have a forest, you want if you don't have too much undergrowth, then the fire will go fast and it won't
Right.
catch the trees on fire. So you have a better chance of it just moving, you know? So that's what you hope happens. But the forest house is like at the top of a hill. So I mean, it just was fire central. The lady who lived below, they've cleaned the property up now, but it used to be like, oh shit, if anything happens. But luckily there is like a sprinkler system on the roof and stuff that you could set because we had gotten in 2002 I wasn't home, but we had gotten evacuated because of a couple forest fires and shit. Like it happens, you know. What can you do? You can. It even happened here in the suburbs. That was that huge fire in Colorado like 2 years ago on New York, and it wasn't in the mountains or anything. It was just a fucking field caught on fire, and it was so windy, and then it caught a whole neighborhood on fire because they're all so close together. And you know, it's what can you do?
Can you guys have bonfires there?
You not
do
real
they
like
have,
you. Everyone tries not to pretty much like when you go
They
camping.
really can't have fires like we do.
No,
right.
we used to be able to, and you still can if you get a permit or at least like tell the fire department you're having a fire so that neighbors don't call, like because there's still some people around like that can see. But in the wilderness and the mountains, it just depends on how much moisture there's been, if you can have a campfire while you're camping or not. It just depends on if it's dry or not. But you usually can't even have a campfire when you're actually camping in the forest, so that sucks.
I think St. Michael.
Oh, thanks, Pa.
So when I was in South Dakota after I got arrested, and the Bales bond lady that picked me up was telling me like yeah, you can't like if you flick a cigarette butt there, it's such a big fine because just like one cigarette butt flicked out the window can cause a forest fire there.
So I don't even get an honorable mention of how good I look tonight. I mean, I got a tan. I mean,
you got your gun
showing. The man moves out. I mean, fuck, man.
Oh, thank you, Paul. My eyes all healed.
Oh,
it's about to be fucked up all over again.
But there was a forest fire, the one in 2002 that we had to evacuate for. You know how it started? A forest worker, like an actual forest worker, she like had a letter from a lover that she was mad about, and so she started it on fire, and she like it started the whole fucking forest on fire for like
yeah.
And she did get caught, and she got in trouble for it, but like. No one died in that one, but we've had fires where people die because it goes so fast. And if you live in the mountains where it just, it's crazy.
So what you're saying is when we do come and visit you, we're not going to have any ragers around a fire.
No, but at the forest house, there's an outdoor gas fireplace. So we can sit around that.
I want one of those.
You should have seen the fucking fire we had here last weekend, man. With that, I mean,
I
Shadow
knows about the fire. I texted her the next day. I was like, dude, there's fucking solar lights in my fire pit. All my cushions are burned. Like, I leave them alone for one night outside, and
It wasn't even that. Like, yeah, she's all like, "Would you guys like? We were putting cigarettes out like we're fucking 14
no,
again."
I'm not saying that, but I mean, I've had to tell you guys to stop being like whoosh, and throwing.
Yeah, let me just like put a log on that rager just so ever so gently.
And me
Coming
says
from
you
the
look
chick
good
that's
at
fallen
him.
in his fire pit twice.
Well, I only hurt myself. I didn't hurt the cushions.
Fuck them hoe ass cushions.
Remember that astronaut lady? Oh yeah, that wore the diapers and she
Yeah,
was
she
gonna
drove
go
from
confront the
like
lover.
Texas to Florida.
That was great.
Yeah.
There, so I listened to this podcast called Dreading.
Hey.
Abe, what up?
Hey.
Love you, Abe.
And while we're on the conversation of Ape is going to be joining us next week.
Yeah, that's next week.
Next week,
Next
21st.
Friday.
I was gonna tell cousin Skipper if he wants to come back on and talk about any topics he wants to talk about. He has to hit you up because you're our booking agent now.
He's probably like,
How is Skipper? Is he still on Twitter? Is he twittering still?
he's got one, but I don't think he's actually like twittering.
There's a zit right there.
Go up.
Look at that. Man, a zit.
Well, I miss him. They got makeup for that shit now.
They do.
Yeah, but that can
Apparently,
make it
I
worse.
missed something here. Randy's pointing it
Thanks,
out.
Michael. High quality. Yeah, Abe is so awesome.
Oh my! Alice gonna tell her kids she better be nice to Tards because they paid for her soccer camp.
The same, Michael. I heard you complimenting my tits. I didn't hear everybody else doing it.
I mean, I
mean-
yeah, like that stuff's gonna help offset that cost, and that will make me less nervous when we go on vacation.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I'm so excited for this vacation, though. How many more days do I have to keep this secret?
Like 26 or something.
A month. You could do it.
Not much longer. Not much longer.
It's like 3.5 weeks.
Yeah,
Thanks, first.
I'm excited though.
And 3 nipples.
I keep telling Marina and Jess, I'm like, I can't wait for you guys to see this room I got for so fucking cheap. It's like cheaper than our room in Niagara Falls, and there was no fucking indoor water park at Niagara Falls.
A good deal's a good deal, man. I love it. Especially in a hotel and shit. I love it.
Yeah. And it's like I get like this nervous anxiety energy when I find a deal like that, and I'll text Adam like panicking, like, what should I do? Can we afford it now? Should I make the deposit? Oh my god, I don't want to lose this deal.
Opacity titty fuck the shit out of you. That's sweet.
What?
I think that's what TF means. I'm
Yeah.
assuming. That was a great
Come on, guys.
episode.
We got to keep it clean. She's running for elected office here. Come on.
Oh damn, I was about to
You fucking degenerates.
that sucks. I was about to tell a really funny titty fucking story.
Oh, let's hear it.
So do you remember Toby and Stacy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it was this couple that I knew from back in the day. I mean, they were together for quite a few years before you and I even met. Well, I think they were broken up, but whatever. So I'll never forget, we're just all sitting there hanging out, and somebody brings up titty fucking, and they're asking me how often guys want to do that to me. And I'm like, this is like really weird. And I just came here to like get a little bit high and go for a walk and yada yada. So Stacy, this little sweet innocent Stacy, who I thought she was at the time, she's like, Toby loves to titty fuck me. She's like, he gets so into it, and I just lay there like this, and I just laugh and laugh because he has the best time. And I'm like, I don't need this fish. Like, but it was so funny because she's like, he loves it so much, and I just lay there like this and laugh.
I love it. People are beautiful, aren't they? I love people.
Oh my god, like, yeah. I'm I'm gonna start laughing in the sack more. That'd be funny.
Me too.
Yeah. Gotta get in them high fives.
First
too.
shot, maybe you need to make her laugh, and then you guys will actually do it. I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah, I would say that's a big thing Adam has going for him. He makes me laugh a lot. If we could just get like the dog to understand when she needs to leave the room, things. The other night, I could not sleep. I fall asleep. Grayson wakes up scared. So I go upstairs and he's like, I want to go sleep in bed with Scar. And I'm like, no, Scar's sleeping and you're going to wake her up. And so I'm like, you want me to lay in bed with you for a little bit? So I lay in bed with him. And then I come downstairs and I'm like laying in bed. And I'm like, well, now I can't fucking sleep. So then I'm like trying to get his attention. And Savannah out of nowhere is like, oh, are we cuddling? Are we loving? And gets right up between me and Adam. And she's all like, oh, sweet. And Adam starts petting her.
I was asleep.
I wanted to be petted.
You've seen the pictures I've sent you of Mr. Forest Mommy and the cat?
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't snuggle me like you snuggle the cat. And the cat doesn't snuggle me either. Like, what the hell? I'm like jealous. Oh.
I know. I've told FM, I was like, Adam says goodbye to Savannah in the morning and tells her to be a good girl and gives her a little pat on the butt. And I'm like, I want to be told to be a good girl, get a little pat on the butt in the morning.
I wake you up and say, honey, I'm leaving, and I give you a kiss. Tell you I love you, and then I leave.
That's it.
You're making it sound like I don't like even tell you that I'm leaving, that I just like tell Savannah to be a good girl and leave.
Oh, I'm just saying I want more.
Of course.
We just got to grow our hair out. Maybe they'll pet us more. Maybe that's the thing. I can't even if I tried, but I'll try. Fucking blonde.
Oh my god.
Me and the giggles. They're the worst.
Oh my god.
That was better than the ranch the other day because that really did go up my nose.
Have more. I'm like, do I have more beer? I have more beer. I'll be good tonight. This is kind of like an old school SMT. I'm drinking and,
Not really, because I'm here. I mean, unless you guys.
No, but you're like at the end of the SMT when we're behind the scenes, you would always be there for that. I guess that's what I mean.
Oh, yeah, we've definitely had. Last night was the first night I had a drink on SMT for like that for a bit. Like, even when I have drink on
Randy
SMT.
said, don't stop giggling.
That's fine.
No, it was really good. I love Leanne. She's really fun. And you can say she's kind of like me where you're like, obviously she's fucking open about who she is, but she still has like conservative ideas. You can still be a fucking like that and still have conservative ideas and shit. Like,
yeah, I think a lot of people think just because somebody's chooses to be more.
I was barefoot, Randy.
I don't even know. Like, I don't know. I just don't think people understand that there are people that are like, this is a life I chose. It doesn't mean that you have to choose this life.
and she's not pushing it on other people either. Like she said, she's like, don't get into OnlyFans. Like, don't fucking do it, Like,
well, I'm gonna push my lifestyle on my kids for sure. I want 10 grandkids. 10. I'd settle for 8.
whew, that's a lot of kids for them, but more power to y'all. To them.
No.
I want grandbabies, man. I want them so bad. I do. And like you have like family dinners and stuff, and you all sit around the table together and your cute little grandkids, and you let them like do all this stuff that you're like we wouldn't let our kids do at the table. I can't wait to have grandkids and spoil them. My mom used to let the grandkids blow bubbles in the house.
Yeah.
If it was like rainy or cold, she would let him go over by the one foyer area and blow bubbles. And I'm like, you would have never let me blow bubbles in the house.
Oh
That
no,
would never happen.
they spoil the grandkids like crazy. That's how it goes.
Yeah. And I get it now because you can't really do that with your own kids. I mean, you can do
But
a
certain
certain
rules kind of become less important, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna spoil my grandkids. I can't wait. But I don't know. Scar's probably gonna have like cats and shit at first. She actually, we have talked about she's gonna buy the house next door and we're gonna have Adam build a tunnel or yeah, like a little walkway the cats can go through from house to house. Because a couple of the cats are so attached to her. I'm like, you can't leave until these cats die or something because these
Right.
cats are gonna freak out when you leave. They're not gonna know what to do with themselves, and they're two of them are pretty young. Bentley and Cash are only 3. And Cash follows her everywhere. She goes to the bathroom. Cash comes downstairs, sits outside the door, waits for her, goes back upstairs with her. He has a basket he likes to sleep in, and she will carry this fucking cat around in the damn basket. And he's just like, yeah, look at me. So spoiled. Yeah, she can't leave until those cats are long gone.
Or just take them.
Here, no.
I know that's why I'm like kind of thankful I didn't have a horse or anything growing up because it was like, well, I did have the one dog right before I graduated high school, but I eventually took him out too. But it's sad, like, you know.
I had a hard time leaving my cat, and he died after I moved out, and I blamed myself because as every kid would leave, the cat would kind of get upset, you know? And then when I left, he ended up with this tumor and he died. It was so sad. We had him for 19 years. He was 19 years old when he died.
Aww.
Or he was 17. I don't know. He was old. And it was so sad. Oh my God. I was so depressed after that cat died. Randy, I wish some of these cats would die. Randy, do you have cats? How many cats do you have? I'm guessing not 5.
He's probably got like 8. And then his girlfriend's got like 8 kids or something. There's all sorts of activity going on.
His girlfriend has 8 kids.
I don't know. I don't know how many kids he really has, Randy.
Randy, do you know how
Oh,
many
outside ones.
No.
They're outdoor ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, somebody keeps feeding the last couple of outdoor ones we have, and I'm starting.
Apparently, they feed them better food than we did.
Stoner, we were laughing that all your comments are probably getting blocked on YouTube, by the way. Paul isn't checking.
Yeah. Well, when the one cat came back, he was so fucking fat. I was like, are we sure this cat's a girl? Because he looks really pregnant right now. Like, what the? Or a boy. When Sue came back and he was fat, like, I'm getting pissed. I'm like, dude, these are supposed to be outdoor hunting cats. Why are you making them fat?
Because they probably bet. That's like the one neighborhood cat here would like beg all, you know, I had to feed him and shit. But he would eat the baby bunnies too, which was.
He's thinking to himself, look at this sucker. Come on, give me some food, lady.
This one cat, he would come in the house, like, because we had a dog door thing at the time. He would come in the house and like bring baby rabbits in the house and then like go in the bathtub and beg for water. Like, it was his world, you know?
Our neighbors like honey cats.
Yeah,
these cats don't catch a mouse and like bring it to you. Like we had our one cat Chesney when we lived in an apartment.
Bird.
We had a balcony and it was like right after Scarlett was born. So we were going out on the balcony to smoke. I was going on the balcony to smoke, and Chesney would come out there with me.
I wasn't. I was pregnant.
And then no, Scarlett was already born.
Oh, okay. Well, I had quit smoking.
it was night. It was like we were on the top floor, but like the first floor was like a half sunken level. So it was like not quite the third floor. And I was out there smoking a cigarette and I came back in and I closed the screen door. It was nice out still. I closed the screen door. All of a sudden, like Chesney just tried running through the screen. I was like, what the hell? So I got up off the couch real quick, walked over there, opened the screen. This fucker brings a bird in the house. Like a bird. Like dude.
A bird.
So like Scarlett's door was like straight down the hallway and the door was open a little bit. I mean, she was an infant. So I ran down there real quick, closed it. I mean, this bird taking off and going and flying in there. You know, so we just got her to sleep. I actually think it was a Saturday night and I was watching college football. That cat, like the cats around here, they catch a mouse. Sweeties, she'll leave a mouse right in the middle of the goddamn kitchen. She'll just leave it there. And then like when I get up in the morning, she'll be like prancing in front of the house, walking right up to it, walking around it, sitting down, and like, you know, looking at her face like, you see what I did?
That's hilarious.
Sweeties is a kind of a bitch. I mean,
how dare you?
If her and Savannah, I got everything down here. If her and Savannah would just get along, they would run this house. You know, they're getting better. They're getting a little better.
They are.
As Savannah gets older, probably.
Well, Sweeties. She's queen. She's the queen of the house.
Well, yeah, that bird story was something else, man. I couldn't believe that cat did that. Couldn't believe it.
They're bringing it to you because I've heard that cats bring it to you because they want to feed you.
Yeah, they want to show that they're protecting you. They want to provide for you, protect you. You know, cats have the same protective instincts as you know, a dog. I mean, when I was growing up, I had cats growing up. My mom would get drunk and beat the hell out of me, and the cat that was my cat.
I could just throw that in.
Well, my mom got drunk when I was beating the hell out of me, and my cat like straight attacked, like jumped up on all four paws, dug into my mom's leg, biting, doing that rear paw, the back paw thing. Like, yeah, I mean, that cat was trying to fuck my mom up.
They know. They fucking know. They know what's up. Cats, and I think cats have a better read on people than a lot of, dogs do too, but cats definitely do.
Well, yeah, cats are like, you know, they make you hurt. Most dogs are going to come up and be like, hey, you going to pet me? You going to pet me? You going to pet me? Come on, I'll bring you a toy. You want to play with my toy? A cat's going to sit there and be like, what the fuck are you doing? And then they'll sneak up on you and sniff you a little bit. And then they'll be like, oh, okay, you're all right.
Stoner, Paul says just to close the app when it doesn't work. But I didn't have the app either. I just used it through the browser. So I don't know. For Rumble.
I actually didn't even finish this one. I don't know what I'm doing.
None of us do.
I'm a mess. How many chats did we get?
I did pretty good today, and then I was like, I'm gonna drink tonight. These are like so little, you know.
What are the 8-ounces?
12. That's less than the bottle, though. How much is in the? Well, maybe it's about
12. And then the next, like, she's been drinking pints.
Yeah, the tall boys.
I like the pints.
No, I drink tall boys, the 24-ounces.
Well, it makes sense.
I drink those sometimes. They go like, I don't like them because I end up drinking them fast because I don't like my beer to be flat. That's what I hate about going to Blossom, because you have the choice of this.
Everybody drink down that motherfucker.
It's either
I don't have it.
Oh, it's right here. It's either you get a little cup for $5, which you're gonna fucking spill walking the hill there.
Those like 8. They might be 12-ounce cups.
And then, or you get a 24 ounce for, I think, $12. It's fucking ridiculous.
At the Rockies game, the baseball game, everything's fucking expensive there. I had like, it wasn't Twisted Tea, but it was like a lemonade thing. It was just, they're so fucking expensive there, and they don't let you pay cash. They don't let you pay cash there. Everything has to be on credit cards. It's such bullshit.
Oh, so speaking of going cash, because this is so funny. So a while back, there was a couple in Canada who went to the Great Wolf Lodge there, and it's the only one
in Canada.
Yeah, it's the only one in Canada. So they went to that one, and they claimed, and I don't really I mean, it's Canada, so I'm not sure, and I guess every Great Wolf Lodge could be different, but well, they are. But they said they were going to pay in cash, and then the restaurant was like, "Well, I mean, we don't accept cash here. We don't accept any cash at the resort at all." So it became this big story. They said that they were told not to come back after they tried to pay in cash, and I'm like, bullshit. You were told
they have cards there, machines that'll turn your cash into a card.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's been like that, at least at our Great Wolf Lodge, for a while. And part of the reason a lot of places with water parks or water rides do that is because these fucking kids come up with their wet ass, crumpled, nasty money, and then I mean, on top of that, like, they also said it's not even worth it to them because so many people pay by credit card there. But like our Shake Shop, they're cash only. Like some places are cash only. Adam went to go get us Chinese food on vacation, and the lady was like, cash only.
Yeah. Because Cedar Point's card only too.
Yeah, they went like that. Yeah, they went like that a while ago. And I'm sure part of it is places like that. A place like that, I would assume it's kind of the same as Great Wolf Lodge, the kids with the crumpled up wet money. But I bet you it's also just to be faster on them fucking crazy ass days. I mean, we never go there on days like that.
Yeah, the lines go faster.
Yeah, I couldn't fucking deal with that. No fucking way. I was looking at hotels for just a random weekend by Cedar Point, and I couldn't find anything under like $180 unless it was like a dump. And I'm like, we got our fucking room at Great Wolf Lodge for cheaper than that.
And then if you buy a room at Great Wolf Lodge, you get access to the
you can't stay there without getting you can't stay in a room without going to the water park.
Well, you can not go, but yeah, you're
paying for it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
it also helps because they give you a wristband. That's your room key, and it's all color coordinated, so they know, what days certain people are leaving or whatever. So
yeah, and that's yeah, and I mean,
you're safe, babe. Well, I mean, I don't know about the chat.
But yeah, Great Wolf Lodge, you get other stuff too. They have the arcade, they have putt-putt, they have kid bowling. Some of the one in Colorado though, when we come there, now that Scar and I actually watched a video of it, I'm like, we need to stay there for like 3 nights. There's a lot to do there. They have an indoor park where you can do climbing.
I'm sure where they built it, there's space everywhere, so I'm sure they built it fucking huge. Like,
what I did notice though is there isn't balconies at the one in Colorado, which I thought was interesting. Because I mean, it's fucking Colorado. It's like such beautiful. You're gonna have beautiful views,
and it's right by where it's at is like it's not far from being right across from the Air Force Academy and stuff, and the mountain. It's just a really pretty area there. They've just built it all up. Crazy.
Yeah, they have indoor climbing and stuff, and I think Grayson would love that. But I'm like their rooms though, I was looking, I'm like, no way are we gonna be able to afford one of the fancy rooms there. It's definitely gonna be the standard family suite.
The boy king can just sleep where he falls.
Yeah, he's little. He can fucking sleep wherever. Throw him in the bathtub.
He's been spoiled at Great Wolf Lodge though, because every time we've gone, it's been for his birthday. Most every time we've gone, you know, like he gets Great Wolf Lodge. And the thing is, they both enjoy the other's spot. Scar gets Cedar Point, and he gets Great Wolf Lodge. But they both, you know, Scar's so excited to go to Great Wolf Lodge.
Oh my god,
she is so stoked.
Yeah, I heard someone's having a hard time keeping the. Well, we don't need to say that. Well, I guess you already said you're going, so but it's still a secret to her right now, right?
Well, she knows we're going to Cedar Point for her birthday. She don't know everything that happened is going to happen.
She doesn't know mom's going to have a heart attack when we make that deposit on that room.
Yeah.
It's gonna be beautiful though, because I'll have to try and remember.
And then mom and dad just like, you know, piggyback on their, you know, birthday vacations is, you know, our vacations. Although
that's what you got to do when they're little like that, and that's
how
how.
A 6-7-year-old around a water park for a week is not exactly a vacation though.
Well, Grayson's a little bit better because this time we were actually able to kind of sit down and chill because there's the, like, I don't know what it's like a tower thing in the middle of the water park with the dumping bucket, and you used to climb up through all this stuff. And at least they don't have the net thing you have to climb. When Scarlett was little, she's like, "Mommy, come climb this net with me." I'm terrified, and Adam's just laughing because I'm gonna go, you know, I'm gonna do it, and I'm just like so slowly. I was horrified. But yeah, this one doesn't have it. But man, these fucking kids, dude, they'll shoot you right in the face, dude. They're just like, they're so excited because they're like, yeah, we can squirt adults and they can't yell at us.
I love that shit at the water world here. They changed it, but they used to have this whole section where you could squirt water as people were coming out of water slides and shit, and like you'd squirt everybody. They took those away. It was so fun.
Sucks. Yeah, that's it. That's how this one is. And yeah, man, I get so nervous walking up there, especially with Grace, and I get so fucking nervous. But yeah, this time he was definitely better this time.
He's gotten better each time we go, just with the listening and
not cutting.
Yeah.
Understanding, waiting your turn and so, but then there's people that are be like, "Oh, it's okay, he can go." We're like, "No, it's not okay. We're trying to teach him a lesson."
Right.
Fucking Randy's like, "I'd box a 9-year-old."
Paul says, give him a 5-minute warning. I'm good to go for a little longer. You guys good to go? I'm good to go.
Yeah, I'm good.
Fucking Friday night, I'm drinking.
I actually have
to probably grab.
I'm
definitely gonna grab another beer for sure.
Yeah, I opened 2 by accident.
Gotta drink them now. Gotta drink them.
Yeah, then I gotta wake up and make Hex cookies.
It won't take you too long.
The thing with chocolate chip cookies is they're easy to make. It's just they take up space. Mm-hmm. I mean, it just takes up space when you're pulling them out of the oven and stuff and cooling them, and that's the only thing that really kind of annoys me. I did make a chocolate chip cookie cake last week, and even though it's the same recipe as the cookie dough, it tasted different.
Yeah,
it did.
It was good.
It just takes a little bit to make it sound different, you know, or taste different. I feel like out here, the cookies, because of the altitude, if you just do a little less or a little more shit, like it just throws the whole thing off. Like it's crazy. So,
I remember when I first started baking and it would have altitude.
here's what Mike said.
Oh my god. That's just gonna be paid double then.
Dude. And then you know what else is funny is the way Grayson calls Hex
Yeah, like that's my hex.
my Hex. And I'm just like, this isn't that movie. Remember the movie with Richard Pryor? And the rich kid's dad like buys Richard Pryor from hey Bob.
Was it Toy? Wasn't that just called Toy?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was just called Toy. And I'm just like, dude, you don't like.
Well, I ain't buying Hex anyway. I mean,
No, he's too expensive.
He's like, it's cool. I'll come eat some, eat some chocolate chip cookies and drink some bourbon. Oh, it was the Toy.
I know. And okay, so after we get some of our kids' sporting stuff paid for, the next thing these Rumble chats are going to go towards is getting a new couch for Hex to sleep on when he's over. Because that fucking thing is wrecked.
I love how we just like that whole weekend I was there for the 2 nights. You just crashed on the boys are so easy. Men are so easy.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
we are.
I mean, it's a comfy couch, but yeah, I mean the springs are coming through on parts and in a couple different parts. Yeah, it's
Grayson used to like act like he was Macho Man jumping off the top of that couch. He was doing it. He had a broken clavicle and he's like doing like back bombs on the fucking couch.
You said you're gonna need a bigger couch.
Did you see what Randy said about the Negro spirituals?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fun. I remember learning one about the Underground Railway. They would like watch the star. They would use the stars to kind of navigate, And I remember learning about that. It went follow the drinking gourd. It was a drinking gourd, but it meant the Big Dipper. I don't know. I just remembered that all of a sudden. Paul's gonna owe you guys a lot of money. I'm gonna give some money too. So that's.
Can you give money? You should give
no, I asked Paul yesterday. I was like, how do I send money? How do I send a super chat? It sounded like a lot of work. So I was like, yeah, I've been drinking. It's probably best that I don't, type in my credit card information like in that condition.
Doug.
Hey, Doug. Oh, yeah, Doug, how does the screen look? I can't look at computer screens when I'm tripping. Come on.
Doug, how do we sound, man?
Oh my God. I sent Doug.
Thank you, Abe.
So I love silly, goofy memes. It's just, I just love silly, goofy memes. My friend Marcy that you met at the
sweet girl, like the sweet girl.
Yeah. Yeah. She's so sweet, isn't she?
Such a sweetie.
So I'll always send her this, like when I find it just a silly, goofy meme, I'll send it to her.
We'll have to get 2 of them, Randy, and just.
But the other day,
duct tape them together.
There was a meme, and it's
they can still see it. Just because you can't see it, don't mean they can't.
So it's a picture of Kid Rock with a picture of Bud Light, and it says, "I put your picture away."
That was a good one.
Thank you, Jess.
Oh, Jess, I just saw you. Oh my God. This is so funny. You guys are the best.
Look what I haven't even touched it. Is some of my steak and my big old potato here too.
Oh, that looks good. I asked
That's
her.
That's no fair. I didn't even get dinner because I had to go get beer.
Oh, you know what? You know what? So Mother's Day is the weekend that we get home from Great Wolf Lodge. So I'm thinking, maybe you can just get me chicken quesadillas like every day that we're at Great Wolf Lodge instead of having to do stuff for me for Mother's Day. I'll take it. They have such good chicken quesadillas, man. They're so good. They're like the meat is like cut up so well. and the cheese gets all in there and molded in there, and it's so good.
I like that when they're like a place makes something real good, and you're like, I know I'll like it. I know I'll like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, chicken wings.
Oh my god, their chicken wings are so good there.
Give me some hot wings.
You would never expect it either. I mean, because I don't know, like when you go to places like that, sometimes shit like that is just, even though it's overpriced, it's just not worth it. But their chicken wings and their pizza are actually really good.
Give me some chicken wings with the third hottest sauce that's at the place. Because usually, like if you go after the hottest sauce, so you can say, I'll eat that hot sauce. That the hottest sauce usually tastes like garbage. Just because they try too hard to make it hot.
Right. So it's just like, bleh.
Yeah, so there's nothing to it.
It's like overwhelming, I would think. I don't like hot stuff, so I won't.
But yeah, just like a basic hot sauce.
Yeah, you don't have to go too
Thanks,
much.
me for making me more nervous.
But just drink more.
I know.
Actually,
Adam will be like, this many people, like,
that Sunday stream was over 900 views or whatever, plays or whatever.
Yeah, even when it was just, when we were just doing SMT and me and him weren't doing this yet, he would be like, oh my God, did you see how many people
like last
watch
week's
SMT?
episode was
and
like 400, 500 views.
No. And then he'd tell me and I'd be like, why are these people watching us?
who knows? Right, I'm going to go pee and get another beer. All right. You guys hold down your fort.
We're professional here. We totally know what we're doing.
Did she get a new bulb for the shoe light?
Well, no, she's had those, or I don't know. It might just be because of the way her laptop is tilted. Paul actually told me what we need to do so that I'll like this background better. He told me what we need to get.
Okay.
It's like, he called them halogen lamps. I would actually call them floodlights, though.
Yeah, I guess you're both right.
Well, when I think of halogen lamps, I think of those lamps that were really popular in the 90s that you like turn on, you can lower them and higher them, and there was like that weird
higher them, huh?
All the cool kids are on Rumble.
Oh, actually, I'm about to go ruin the Boy Kings night and tell them it's time for bed. Sorry, Stoner.
I don't even like knowing then, Michael. I don't really, yeah. And apparently somebody gave a downvote on my podcast with Amit, and I was pretty upset about that. And Adam's like, what's the big deal? And I'm like, well, I'm pissed now. Why don't you like me? But yeah, I don't know. I did. What gun does Adam carry? I mean, it's a 9mm. That's about all I know. It's black. It goes pew pew, and that's about all I know about it. I'm gonna get a new gun. Oh, CD's episode. Yeah, Adam was trying to say, Adam's like, he's like, well, you told me that Paul and Doug got their first downvote when I was on. And I was like, no, I didn't, because that's not what happened. Oh, Boy King is screaming. He doesn't want to go to bed.
Who cares about downvotes? Fuck that. Fuck it.
I've never had a downvote before. I do like to give people downvotes sometimes, but they really have to earn it from me for me to give them a downvote. Let me go. Do you guys hear the screaming that's going on right now?
Yeah, what's he mad about?
He has to go to bed.
Oh.
And he's up 30 minutes past his bedtime to begin with. I went up to say goodnight to him after SMT last night, and he was so cute. He's like all curled up on his bed, and I came in. He's like, "Oh, you came to give me a kiss?" And I'm like he said, God, it's so true about boys, man. They can be so cute and so sweet. And then they'll just spit water in your face or shoot you with a hose or
That's
whatever it is.
true.
Yeah, like, but yeah, he can be so sweet. He's so, yeah, he's totally got me wrapped around his finger. I'm not even gonna lie.
But that's right. He'll be a little bit bigger soon, and then you'll be like, "Fuck, you can hurt me."
Yeah, and I don't. You know what? I don't even mind like being the mom that's just like, I don't even know what to do with you, so I'm just gonna call your dad. And he knows, like, he knows if I like, he'll go. Today I called Adam after he ran up the street, and he knew he did wrong. He was hiding behind the chair, didn't want to talk to dad, when normally it would be like, oh yay, you know, let's call daddy. And today he was like, fuck that, I don't want to talk to dad.
If I had kids, I'd beat them. So it's good I don't have them.
I tried, it don't work.
Oh yeah, that, well, there are kids that, I don't know. I not that I'm saying you should like really wail off and hit your kid in the mouth, but if you really, really wailed on them, I mean, my mom used to pop me in the mouth, but it was like this horrible,
You gained 3 followers on Rumble.
this horrible stinging feeling, you know, and your lip would kind of be sensitive for a couple of days. But I would say if you have one of those kids where you hit them, if you had to, and you hit them really hard and they didn't care, I'd be like, you need to go to like somewhere because you're fucking.
or they'll like hit you back or some shit like that. Like, oh, what do you even do? I don't know what you do in that situation.
Yeah. And I was so stupid too. Like, what was I thinking mouthing off to my mom in the car? I had nowhere to go. I'm like, oh, let me just go off on my really angry mom who's like going through so much fucking shit right now. Her life is completely different than what she planned on it being, and her husband's sick. So let me just test that.
But you just didn't know. You didn't know. I mean, you're a kid and you don't know.
Such a dick. I feel so bad. Like, thank God I took the time to write my mom a card and tell her how sorry I was for what a dick I was. And it was one of the only cards she kept. When my
Before
dad
she passed away.
Yeah, and when my dad went through her stuff, he was like, this was in your mom's drawer. And I was like, oh my God. It must have meant so much to her to have her asshole kid be like, damn, I'm really sorry, that was fucked up.
Right. She
Like,
got it.
Yeah, like, she was such a good mom too. She was such a good mom. And I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna be a dick. I'm just gonna be an angry dick. Thank God for her though. She I think my cousin said it best. She was like, if you're lucky, you'll have the perfect parent for you. Like, every kid kind of needs something different, you know? And yeah, if I would have been born to like a different mom or a different dad, that could have gone really bad. My mom was a beast. She was fucking tough. I'm not as tough as my mom. That's why I married him.
Who's the enforcer?
I mean, my dad was, you know, an enforcer. You know, my mom would be like, go do this. And I would keep not doing it. And then my dad would be like, Alice, go do the dishes. And it's like, okay, daddy, you know.
What is it Randy said? Because you could have been black if you're born in another family. Yeah, yeah. At least our parents didn't try and turn us trans. That is very nice of them. Thank God.
I was definitely very much a tomboy when I got older. I loved just running through the woods and just going off doing stuff with the boys, but not like that kind of stuff. But
right, just playing.
Yeah. doing boy shit.
I told you all those. I would literally say I want a boy haircut, and they never said maybe you're a boy. They never fucking once said it ever. And thank God, because they understood. I just wanted short hair. Like, you know, like what the fuck is going on nowadays, man? Ugh. Oh, Alice didn't see this. So in Colorado, they passed something. They're like all these fucking ugly ass the Democratic or House representative like. They passed, they're like, okay, they're passing all this shit to take our guns away, to take our houses away, to do all this shit to us, right? But today they passed a bill to make sure that everybody has abortion and gender affirming care rights, okay? Kids too. This is a thing that's making it so you can do it to minors. And they posted this picture and they're all ugly. They're all ugly. They're the ugliest people you've ever seen in your life. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Why do you want to do this to kids? Why do you want to make it so kids can have elective surgeries? And why? And gender affirming, I'm scared about the whole gender affirming wording because I fought a bill to not have the COVID vaccine on the vaccine schedule. And of course, they voted that down because no, the government needs to have that power, right? And I'm like, what they could do this shit and be like, oh, well, if you want to go to elementary school, you need to pass a gender affirming care test, or you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's and so Alice, I posted it and said, no one here is above a 2 at first, and then I said, they're all like smiling and they're just ugly. It's the governor, they're all ugly. And I'm like, this is the last thing you see as a 16-year-old before you wake up without your breasts. Oh, they're so creepy though. Like, why did they? Oh, it's just why? Like, it's so creepy.
These poor fucking kids, man. Like, it's.
Where's your grinder?
I don't know. Is it the nightstand, the box? I don't remember.
Why do these people think it's okay to? They know they're making kids feel uncomfortable talking to kids. Like, I don't even like talking to other people's kids because I know they're like, oh, who the fuck is this? You know what? And I'm just like, what? I'm like, hey, if I'm at a party or whatever, like, hey. And some kids are more friendly than others, right? And they'll be fine. But like, why do they want to talk to kids about this shit? It's so fucking creepy.
Yeah, it's for. Oh, speaking of kids, Scar told me earlier to tell you that she said hi, and I forgot. But Scar said hi, Jess.
Hi, Scar.
Little while.
No, it's just like, stop. I just don't. And then they're like, that's what their champion post. They're, oh, we're protecting gender affirming care and abortion for everybody. Like, that's what the fucking, like, what the fuck? As you're trying to take our guns away, as you're trying to pass laws where we can't sell our house unless we ask the government first if they want to buy it. Like, there's just all this weird shit going on. It's so fucked up. There's so many fucked up bills going on, and they're like, and it's this lady who I've seen her in person, and then of course the fucking trans lady who's my house district trans lady. He's a trans man. I don't have any respect for him. He's a him. But like, they're just so gross. Maybe I can share it. I'll try and share it here. You see all these ugly ass people, Alice. Ruin your day.
Me too.
Man, I'll tell you, that boy king thinks like he's got like rights or something.
You know what's right? Have you guys ever seen the libertarian child meme? The libertarian child being taken to bed, and it's like this kid thrown over their parent's shoulder, and they're kicking and screaming, and they're like, "What's happening? Am I being detained?" And like, I'm like, dude, that's totally fucking the boy king, man. He's like, "What's happening?"
Are you serious?
Yeah, Stoner sent out thoughts and prayers to the boy.
Yeah,
king.
he's gonna need them.
Did you put him to bed?
I don't know if you can see that screen.
Okay, I got it.
Look at all those ugly motherfuckers.
Like that lady, the lady who's right up in the screen could be cute, but she has such a stupid face.
And she's such a stupid bitch. I've seen her. And then that's the trans one. Like, they're just, and I've seen this lady, and she.
Oh, that's a girl.
That's a lady.
My, she's a handsome woman. Oh my God. For real, it's supposed to be a girl. They're trying to be a girl. God, I don't know. Like, I just feel like trans people used to put more effort into
Even
that.
my cross-dressing friends who aren't trans put more effort in. Like,
I wonder if my brother put that much of effort in when he was cross-dressing.
yeah, and it got him off. That was his whole thing.
I'm just saying. He did. It was weird. I didn't need to know that.
That happens. I mean, I have friends who, like, yeah, they would their family would find out, but like they weren't trans. It was just a thing, right? Like it's just different.
Dad, you like to go golfing with the guys on Sundays. I like to get dressed up like girls with the guys on Saturdays.
Yeah, I would hang out with them all, and then they all got weird about everything by COVID. And some of them would not put any effort in at all. Like you're like, ugh.
So you want to hear a joke?
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Why? How come Barbie never got pregnant?
Why?
Why?
Because Ken would come in a different box.
Good one.
But
Good one.
Dude,
Anyways, these people are ugly. What? What happened? I missed it. What happened?
oh, I need to soundproof this room.
Scar
Oh.
was a joke. She was in the kitchen getting something.
She heard it?
Oh my god.
Well, she already knows about WAP, right? So, or WAP.
True. And you know what's funny? So I've talked about this before. It's like whenever you absolutely do not want your kids to come in the room is absolutely when they will come in the room. So when I'm listening to Sibling Revelry, like it's becoming this thing where whenever Scar walks into the room, Paul is talking about some dude he wants to have sex with. Yeah, Scar walked into the room the one day and he said he wanted to fuck Sam, and I was just like, "Oh, bro."
Yeah, Sibling Revelry should have like a disclaimer.
But
In the beginning.
it's just always random. So then the other day we were watching The Last Kingdom, and it was a pretty heavy scene, you know. And of course, here comes Scar in the living room. I have food in my mouth. I'm like, go. I was gonna watch The Lost Boys with her, but I a lot of times I'll rewatch something just because I'm like, well, I might have forgotten stuff that's in there that maybe I don't want her to see.
But then how are we supposed to watch Sibling Revelry on Saturday nights, Paul?
No, she's just walking into the room. So yeah, basically you're telling me that I'm not allowed to listen to Devices. Yeah, I'll just be like cleaning the kitchen, listening to Sibling Revelry. Everything's fine. We're going. We're good, you know? And then there's just that one part. And as soon as there's that one part that you do not want your kid to hear, they will fucking walk in the room. But yeah, The Lost Boys, there's like that heavy sex scene in it with
Is that the vampire one?
yeah. It's that girl and that dude. There's a pretty heavy sex scene. And I watched Lost Boys again and I'm like, oh, ooh, yeah, she's gonna have to wait a few years to watch this. And then I was like, yeah. You know where I watched that movie for the first time? At that house right behind there when I was 11 years old. I'm like, what's that lady doing? Let me watch a Lost Boy and her daughter. We shouldn't have been watching that.
Yeah, the difference in parenting. So I remember in 6th grade I watched what is it? Nightmare on Elm Street with Johnny Depp and shit. I was at a friend's house. I was like, I should not have watched that. Like, wow, that was crazy.
Yeah, like, and then my parents, they weren't like too strict about certain stuff, but yeah, there was a lot of stuff I was not allowed to watch growing up. I was not allowed to watch Roseanne.
Me either.
Yeah, I was not allowed to watch Roseanne. And my parents were so big on that we were not allowed to watch Roseanne. We were not allowed to watch Married with Children because my parents were like, they felt it was degrading towards lower and middle class families. They were like, that is not how we behave. Just because you don't have a ton of money doesn't mean you act like trash. Because, well, especially my mom grew up in public housing, but my grandfather was a coal miner. Good push. My grandfather was a coal miner and that he saved every penny, and then they bought their house brand new. And then my dad's family was really poor, but like they were like, just because you don't have a lot of money doesn't mean you act inappropriate. And they were just completely disgusted.
Was it the humor they didn't like, or just that they were like trashy? I guess.
That they were trashy, and that so many people were looking at them as a representation of poor, or middle. And yeah, it's funny because you look at the stuff that we freak out about, and my parents were freaking out about that stuff. They were like, "This is a disgrace. This is," And then when I got older, I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna watch Roseanne and Married with Children."
And then it's like not that bad too when you watch it as an adult. You're like, oh, I kind of get what they're coming. Like you get where they're coming from. Half of their jokes.
Like I actually Roseanne. I like Dan. I loved his character. I thought he was hilarious. And then Married with Children, I just felt was like just an exaggerated, crazy, goofy show. And I just enjoyed it. But yeah, dude, my parents were like not.
Which I get, and I get, like, especially nowadays, I'm like, holy shit, with phones and everything, like, I'm like, oh my God, I'd be so strict, like, everything, and they throw all the shit in there with all the gay shit. Not that I'm against that shit, but the way they do
it's
the way they
so much. Yeah. Scar is actually right now, she's rewatching the original Full House again for like the third time. Yeah, that's like really cool that she loved that show. And then the new one came on, and the new one was actually pretty fun too. So me and her would watch that together. But yeah, like, I mean, she definitely watches things where I'm just kind of like, ugh, whatever. But I don't know, like lately I even see her more and more like, why do we have to put this stuff in like really little kids shows? She'll be like, there's like 5 and 6-year-olds that watch this stuff, Mom. And I'm like, yeah, like, so like even at 12, she understands like, yeah, like, why are you trying to like take away little children's innocence, you weirdos? Yeah, she, and I feel for her because and I get it, but like she loved Disney stuff growing up, and now like she'll look at stuff with Disney and just some of the stuff that happens there, and yeah,
like what's that? How's that a part of the story? Half of the time, it's like, how's that even a fucking part of the story? Like,
yeah. So the fact that she even notices, but that stuff makes me happy when she actually notices that this stuff can be.
That they're trying to push something, like that it's not, there's no reason for it. It is dumb. I also watched a lot of Christian shows growing up, like a Salty Songbook. I don't know if anyone ever saw that shit. It was like literally a guy dressed up in a songbook. It was so weird. And then Mac and Me was like a cartoon kid. It was all sorts of shit. I mean, it was fine. It was like VeggieTales for back then, and then VeggieTales came out, it was like that kind of shit. It was sweet though.
Yeah, I watched the Waltons a lot. I remember that show we would watch. But my parents did like they liked like a lot of crime shows. They did. Yeah. Like Perry Mason shows. And then what was that one with Andy Griffith?
Yeah, the Andy Griffith show.
Is it just the Andy Griffith? Is that the one
where he's called? I think it was called the
Yeah.
Andy Griffith show, and it was Andy and his aunt And the redhead director now, what's his name?
No, the one where he's the lawyer, like when when he's old. Does anybody remember that? The old was it Matlock? Is that it? Was Andy Griffith Matlock? Fucks him, that's it. Yeah. They watched that. Magnum PI. Remember that show? I love
that's Tom Selleck, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Forrest Mommy watches that still.
So do I.
But yeah, Leave It to Beaver was great. I loved all the old chicks. It would be on in the summer. My mom loved it. I Love Lucy. Like all that shit was like
Bewitched. I love Bewitched growing up. And Scar loves Bewitched. Me and her watched that together. And then she went to Adam's aunt's house, and I guess his aunt was watching it, and Scar's like, "Oh, I love this show." And she's like, "Oh my God, really?" And they sat there and watched Bewitched for hours together. I'm like, that's awesome. Yeah. So I think too many parents don't take the time to, of course, your kids are going to want to watch the stuff that is hip nowadays. And they're going to watch stuff with their friends that you probably don't want them to watch. But that, like, I just think too many parents don't take the time to be like, hey, let's sit down and watch this show together that I watched when I was young. Like Bewitched. That show is so old, and my daughter loves it. She'll sit there and watch it with me. You know, it's just that some parents, they don't even try to get their kids to watch older stuff with them. Now, I don't think you should force your kids to watch things that they absolutely hate.
You have to expose them to shit. Like how else are they gonna know? Oh, hey, Flagrant Triggers on YouTube. Hey, man. Hey. Flagrant Triggers is gonna help me do my shirts for my campaign. FYI. Once I get my shit to fucking together, there's so much to do. I'm like,
I couldn't do it.
So
I could not do it. Feels like it's a lot of work.
And luckily I have help, and like I said, luckily there's help and shit, but it's like, oh my God. Ugh.
Yeah, at least you have a lot of people around you to help you, because I bet you there's people in like towns where they just have to like do mostly everything on their own. But you have so many people that were willing to like step up and help you when they could.
Yeah, at this point I was like, okay, I did it on my own to start it. And then everyone now they want to help because there's like a chance. I probably will win as long as no one else enters the race. I'm probably gonna fucking win. Like
it's gonna be so crazy. And then I'm just gonna refer to you as Councilwoman Forrest Mommy.
That's me.
How'd that go?
He's in bed.
He tied him down. He with the the ratchet, just tie him to the bed.
He should be pretty worn.
The ratchet straps. I don't judge.
He should be pretty worn out today. Like we ran around a lot. Well, Andy ran up to the creek, but then I took him and Savannah outside for like an hour today, and yeah, him and Savannah were just running around the yard like crazy. Like Grayson's starting to understand the like grab one ball, distract her, so she'll drop the other ball, and then they were just going nuts in the backyard today. But yeah, he's been sleeping better since it's been nice out.
Well, because he's getting tired out. Like that's what's good.
Yeah, that is gross, bro.
Randy says
it doesn't look as bad.
Because ripped the skin off.
What's funny is, so my family was very like nakedness is bad, everything's bad and wrong. Oh, we good?
Yeah.
Everything's shameful and terrible, right? And I remember one time I was watching TV with my brother, who he's 5 years older than me. I was probably 7, so that would make him 12. So he's like a horny little boy, right? And like I remember like a Madonna or something came on. I don't even know what we were watching. And her boobs were showing, kind of, but not really, because it was network TV. And he covered my eyes. And I'm like, I was like little, like I wouldn't have really, well, I was a horny little kid, so it would have kind of registered, but like he was the one who probably shouldn't have been watching. It's just funny how they just funny how that shit works. It cracks me up.
I do that to Scar sometimes.
You just gotta like there's some things they just don't need to see real quick, right? Like,
Yeah. That's
With
why
my
I'm like,
brother, a boy doing it. Like,
sometimes I'm just like, why do we have to put this in here? You know, like this could totally just be a show that I can watch with my family, you know, and then you just have to put in this nasty stuff. Like they
yeah,
just
even when I watch it with my parents, sometimes it's like, really? Like, do we
it's
really need to put this in
awkward.
there?
Even as an adult, some of the
Yeah.
scenes that would come on when I would watch TV with mom and dad, I'm like, this
And
is
I like that
weird.
shit. I like it when I'm watching it myself, but like it's just like really some shit. It just they like put it in some stuff, and you're like, really? Like, come on. And this is me saying that. This is me saying that. You know.
My parents took us to see Dirty Dancing. It was kind of random too. We were on vacation and we were supposed to go do something, and then stuff got canceled. We ended up going to see Dirty Dancing, and there's not even usually sexual scenes in there, but that scene when they were in his
where they're practicing in his room and stuff.
yeah, well, when she comes to do it with him the first time, like I was like, this is and I think my mom and dad were kind of like, we didn't know this part was gonna be in here. It's like, it's called Dirty Dancing. Like, it's literally the name of the movie.
Yeah,
Mom.
Dirty Dancing, not Dirty Turkeys.
But it is like not that terrible, but it, like I'm sure at the time in the 80s, like.
And my brother was a teenager, and he was just like, oh. And then after that, he had the hugest crush on Jennifer Grey for like
She's cute in that movie. She's so cute.
Is that good, Paul?
Apparently, well, yeah. The more people, it's great. Apparently, her and Patrick Swayze, like, she didn't like him. They were like fighting during all that.
They didn't like each other when they did
the Wolverines, Red Dawn.
Red Dawn. Yeah, they didn't even like each other then. But I think that chemistry kind of helped them. That hate chemistry they had.
Right.
Trying to be better than the other.
Yeah. He was hot though too, man.
I love that. Mr. Forrest Wilmot a little tiny bit looks like Patrick Swayze in the face sometimes. So I'm like, I have a crush on him. I like Roadhouse. I love Roadhouse. I love Patrick Swayze.
Anna loves that movie.
Roadhouse was a good movie.
Roadhouse is so good. Have you seen and another good actor? I don't know if he may have died recently. No, I think he's alive, but Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
And I love Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer and Patrick Swayze. I love those. Like they just are cute. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, so cute. Just adorbs.
And Patrick Swayze loved horses, so I always liked that. He loved horses. And he had a wife the whole fucking time. Like he was married his whole fucking career, basically. I'm like, what a good dude, you know? And
did you see that Top Gun Maverick?
Oh yeah, Mr. Ford, he's watching it right now downstairs. I can hear it. It was good. Did you guys like it?
But Val Kilmer was in that, and he was
because he can't talk.
Yeah.
He has throat cancer. There's a really good documentary on Amazon or something where it's about his cancer.
I've come across that. I've thought about watching it. It's like, no, man, it's Jim Morrison, dude. Like, I mean,
yeah. Or did you see the one with the lions? What was that one called? The Shadow of Darkness or something, where there's like these lions.
The Shadow of the Darkness. Yeah.
That one's so good.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Where he hunts the lions. Yeah.
That one's so good. No, he's not dead yet. He did die in Maverick. His character died, but they're redoing Roadhouse. Oh, I did see they were redoing Roadhouse. No, you can't redo that shit.
They're remaking Roadhouse.
Outsiders. Yeah. There you go, Stoner.
Oh yeah, Outsiders.
They had Patrick Swayze, Tom Cruise, Emilio Estevez,
Karate Kid,
Ralph Macchio.
It was a good movie. I watched it in school because we read the book, and then they're like, "Oh, we can watch it."
Outsiders is one of the only books I've ever read.
That's impressive.
Flagrant Triggers. Apparently, I have Kilmer eyes, but I'm skeptical of those type. Well, send me a picture, Flagrant Triggers. Let's see. I'll tell you. I'll tell you the truth. I will tell you the truth.
The truth. She's got to. I mean, and she's a politician now, so of course.
And I'm trying to do something different. Isn't it going to be fun? We're going to make so many like silly videos and shit. And like, I just want to get the message out there. Like the fact that some of the GOP likes me already, even though like I'm so I'm like, you guys don't understand. People get into these positions to make the government more powerful. And I'm like,
Right.
I'm gonna get in and I will be fighting against every fucking thing as hard as I can. And I'm gonna be a fucking bitch. I don't even care sometimes. Like if the government is taking away our liberties, I'm gonna be a fucking bitch about it and not put it through. And I'm hoping my friend Merle, who's running in the other district, I really hope he wins. It was sad because he was like, we're different. We're very different. I have my following on Twitter, like we're very different people. And he was like, oh, you are running? Like he was like sad a little bit that it would be competition and I will probably win. And I hope he wins his district though, because it would be so fun for us Mises Caucus libertarians to like fight against them, and all the stupid shit they do. And they do a lot of stupid shit. I posted today about they tried to make us all have to use one trash service and like shit like that. It's just stupid.
Which I found crazy because we're forced to use one trash service.
Yeah, some towns already have it. Like some towns it kind of makes sense in some towns, but ours it doesn't. It was just them got a backroom deal to push this through. And then if you don't, you can still use a different trash service, but you still have to pay the tax to the city.
Right.
Like you can, even if you opt out, you still have to pay the city money for it now. It's just like it was just a stupid fucking deal. Like it was stupid.
When ours used to be through the city. They had city dump trucks and whatnot, and then they got a private company, and they're worse. Like I knew a lot of the garbage men that worked that did the city one. I knew a lot of them. I went to school with them, or whatever.
That's a good gig. That's not a bad gig.
Sanitary professional, please.
But it was stupid. And when this happened, it was in 2020 when they voted it through, and the guy I'm running against was one of the people who voted it through. And I shared the article today. He was like, oh, there was so much information for us to go through, and we didn't want to put it to a vote because he thought the people are too stupid, and he got a backroom fucking deal to say, oh, we're only using this one track. And we're a huge sprawling suburb. Like if it makes sense in some places to do that, right? But like we're a huge sprawling suburb. There's HOAs in different areas. The HOA people don't even use this, and they still have to pay the fucking fee. We have to pay the fee even though we opt out. It's like it's not terrible, but the only reason you can opt out is because there was a recall. So the guy I'm running against, people tried to recall him before. So like, so I have all this shit I can work against him. Like,
FM is ready.
Got the receipts, mofo.
Yeah, the guy who came over yesterday, we were just like, he was like, okay, you need that article they shared about, or the article that came out, the nice one, not Jeremy, but like, well, it wasn't nice, but like, even this guy's like, it was kind of a gift how they tried to make you look dumb, and then they said you were disruptive and all this shit, and like, and they made a big deal. What?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Like, yeah, it's not hard to make me look dumb. But I was like, bitch, you had to put all my likes in there. Like, you can omit some of the likes.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is a lot of times they cut journalists cut people saying like out because it looks different than it sounds sometimes.
Yeah, they know how you like talk.
Yeah.
Like, they were stupid.
One time when I had to testify in court, and the defense attorney wanted the stuff read back, the lady that sits there and types all of it was reading it back, and she was like, and like, and I was like, oh my fucking god, dude. Like I sound so stupid. I was really nervous. It's not fun.
It helps though. I'm like, oh, at least I did this, and I saw what she did. Like I need to stop saying it. Like it's a problem I've had my whole life, so I get it. And now that I'm in the public sphere,
yeah, I mean, we're not gonna lie. We're
that person first.
We're suburban girls that grew up in the '90s, and like was just
watch Clueless over and over and over.
But when you read it, it sounds like you're being like, oh my god, like
right.
But when we say it, it's more like.
And I was on the phone with her, like. I was pacing around on the phone with her, and kind of like it was flowing, and it was so funny. Like, I don't even care at this point. And the guy who's helping me, who's been doing it for like 20 years, he's like, yeah, the fact that they made a big deal about you and Merle saying you're libertarians and making it, but we're not making it partisan. That's what's funny. They're like, oh, it's a nonpartisan race, but you guys are libertarians because we wrote it on the paper, which it doesn't fucking matter. Like, but it's funny because I'm like, they hate that because it's not a right or left thing. We're against the government, and they don't know what to fucking do. Like, they don't know what to fucking do. I emailed her. I was a little drunk.
Can you grab me a beer?
I emailed that girl, the girl who wrote the article, and I was like, oh, and another thing she did, she didn't ask my opinion on the guy, but she asked his opinion on me, and that's when he said I'm disruptive and I should sign the pledge. And but they didn't ask me or Merle our opinions on our opponents, but they asked our opponents their opinions on us. So I asked her about that, and then I invited her to come to the Assange rally. And then I said at the end of the email, I went back and looked at it. It was fine. I was definitely drunk when I wrote it, but I was like, hey, do you want the exclusive of how an actual corporate journalist doxed me or what? You know what I mean? But I haven't heard back from her. So whatever.
You guys are just simply the best, and whoever's saying Tina Turner.
Yeah.
He owes more than 10, doesn't he? All right, whatever, Paul.
No, I think 10 is actually over because he said he would.
He was at 7 or 8 or something.
And this is how I understood it. For every Rumble chat that was made, Paul would pay $1. I don't think it was $1 for every Rumble.
Oh, the total net. Okay. Daniel, yeah,
I'm
Daniel.
And then I'm just saying.
Thank you, gentlemen.
More money towards the kids' soccer is more money towards the arcade when we go.
And you guys didn't even have to fucking stream for a whole ass year like I did.
I know. We're just riding your fucking coattails. It was so funny. I messaged after we made the $60 the one night. I messaged my cousin. I'm like, dude, we made $60 last night. And he was like, what? How? And I was like, Rumble.
And that's baby.
Yeah, and then I told Marina. And she got all excited. She's like, that's fucking awesome.
Even if it's just that's what I figure. I'm like, it's a little bit. It covers my StreamYard money. Whatever. Like, that's fine.
Oh, yeah. We're covered for StreamYard for a few months. I'm just
Daniel. She asked me bluntly when she was interviewing me, oh, do you mean the DEI trainings? Because I said something about struggle sessions. I'm like, we don't need to be paying for consultants and struggle sessions and shit. She's like, do you mean the DEI training? And I was like, yeah. I mean, the DEI training, like that should be voluntary and not paid for by taxes. And then the guy was like, oh no, we need to keep doing that because it makes us inclusive. And I'm like, you guys are admitting you suck. You have to sign a pledge to be you have to sign pledges and you have to go to classes to be good people. Like, you guys suck.
Yeah, I think
if you guys are done and it's later by you guys, I can keep going, but whenever you're done, just say it.
I think I'm gonna hang because it's coming that time. City council is gonna be voting. I think are we voting on a mayor too this year, I believe.
We're voting mayor too.
So they're it's gonna get warm out. They're all gonna be coming to our house, and I swear I just want to hang a sign on our door that says, unless you have an actual plan to lower taxes and to do something about the policing in our community, do not knock on my door for your vote, your a signature so you can run. You better have a plan before you fucking knock on my goddamn door. Because I'm done with it. Like, I'm just done with these fucking people, man. Like, when that whole thing happened the other day with that mom saying that her kids got the cops called on them for just playing in the woods and picking flowers. I'm just like, what fucking pisses me off about that whole fucking situation is that Dawn Carbone, I don't fucking care because she's a politician.
She's in the public arena now.
Yeah, she's in the public arena. So Dawn Carbone, who I liked, I really, really did like. You can ask Adam. I thought we can put
it started off nice.
Really, really good. Like, we can put our small differences aside. Like, I loved talking to her. We would talk on the phone and just like everything was fine. And then she went fucking ape shit when they were going to close down our police station. I was like, fucking close that shit down. That shit should have never been fucking built in the fucking first place? And why are we housing criminals from other fucking communities? And her and her husband were all up on Facebook like, our streets are going to be run by heroin addicts and criminals now if we close down the police station and blah,
Oh,
blah,
this is
blah.
that one lady you've told me about before.
Yeah. And now, like, you fucking move off to Florida after you demand our police station stay open, and you're not even going to sit here and deal with the repercussions of this bullshit, dude. The amount of parents that were like, oh, my kids get the cops called on them a couple times a week for riding their bikes. I'm just like, why the fuck are we answering these calls? These calls should not be answered. They just should not be fucking answered. Go outside, talk to your fucking neighbor, but you don't want to do that because you know you're a fucking asshole. And I bet you these are the same fucking old dumbass ladies who are like, these kids today, and it's like, yeah, and you're the bitch that's like, get off your bikes, go sit inside.
Right.
Oh, I
like,
hate
these kids
people.
are outside having fun. Oh.
And
Figures,
then
you're way more than a 4. Whatever, you're hot. Sorry, go on. No, it's true though, and isn't it nice to like? At least people are paying attention. We need to pay attention to these fuckers. Like, we need to pay attention to these fuckers because they have control over our daily lives. They'll call the cops on your or like
Yeah.
Like,
kids just trying to fucking play, dude. They just want to play outside.
they did that even where I grew up, out at the Forest House, which is everybody has like 10 fucking acres and they're out there. And there's always be one bitch like, oh, they're driving their ATVs. They're driving ATVs. I need to call the cops on their ATVs. Or they're having a fire. Like at the Forest House where we did have forest or fires growing up, we would always have bonfires growing up because it wasn't a big, we didn't think about it back then about the forest fires, right? But it was right by our well and shit. So we had water right there. But
Right.
a neighbor started calling on us all the time. It's just like, fuck off. Like, just fuck the fuck off. People are so fucking stupid.
I hate these people. It's like, man, like we're gonna go
When
to
the kids are
parties,
older. When the kids are older.
and we're just gonna get all up in these people's shit, dude.
And get the dumbasses out. We gotta get the dumbasses out.
Maybe I could convince other people to run.
Right now? You probably could.
Maybe.
I mean, because I know there's so many people like us in the community, because there's people that will make comments on the community page, and I went to school with them. So I know how they are. Like, yeah, like they grew up and they're different, but they still have, I know they're going to have that attitude like I have. Like, we grew up playing in the woods. We grew up doing this. Like, why the fuck are we calling cops on kids? And even back in our day, we were like, there's just entirely too many fucking cops in North Royalton or in my
And they're bored and they do stupid shit. They'll go do this stupid shit.
Ugh, I hate them. I hate them all.
Oh,
Daniel, he could.
Oh, Skipper. He needs to get a little more educated on shit. What does that mean? I like you, Skipper.
Nope.
I love you.
Yeah, he's got that Linedecker stubbornness in him for fucking sure. For sure. The thing that my mom told me to get rid of.
Or just like that, like sometimes you don't know shit. You don't have to have an ego about it. Like sometimes you just don't know and you can learn, and it's not like a whole I should know more than this person kind of thing, like you just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't care when I don't know shit. I'm eager to learn about shit. So
it's okay to not know stuff. It's okay.
It's okay to not know what you don't know and what you. God,
we all don't know what we don't know.
You staying on?
I was actually gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
We can go private for a little bit. I know you're tired.
Yeah, and I'm done.
Okay, we're gonna land it.
Thank you for coming on, Miss Forest Mommy.
Yeah, Jess, do you have anything you want to plug?
Forest Mommy, if you want to donate to my campaign, jessicavensky.com. Otherwise, follow me on Twitter, Forest Mommy.
I didn't prepare this today like I did last week.
I was waiting.
I know, because I did so good last week. I was like on fire. I know. I think it's not being on Twitter. Oh, do not forget to watch our Brothers from Another Mother tomorrow, Sibling Revelry, where I believe Daniel will be the guest. Do I have that correct?
Oh, we haven't ever seen Daniel before, have we?
Yeah, I
Oh.
believe Daniel is going to be the guest tomorrow. I'm waiting. Daniel, are you going to be the guest tomorrow? We should find out here in like 30
15 seconds.
He'll tell us in Limbo. Oh, Foxy Red.
Oh no, okay. Foxy Red is the guest tomorrow, which is awesome because she's a little hottie and
She's
she is
Might see a
very
little
fun.
fight between Doug and First.
Could happen. So follow Adam on Twitter. What's your handle?
Adam_Forky.
Okay. I'm not on Twitter, but I'll be back next week because this shit's getting too difficult for me to do without a
Yeah,
Twitter.
a break is okay. A break is okay.
All right. Good night, y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody, for the Rumble rants and all that jazz.
And all your money. You made a lot of money tonight.
Yeah, we did good. All right. Good night, everybody. Love you guys. Mwah.
Bye.